Hello everyone, it's Alex. Thank you guys so much for tuning in today. So today I am doing my 5th update of my Pan That Face palette. If you guys are new to my channel, I have no clue what I'm talking about. This year I decided to pan a face palette, not just one, but two, because I did not want to get bored with myself. I personally am not ready to pan an eyeshadow palette. I prefer to do my pan those eyeshadows kind of roulette style thing that I'm doing instead of just sticking to one eyeshadow palette. So instead, I figured let me do a face palette since I have so many, one, and two, I technically don't get bored as often with face palettes than I do with eyeshadows. So I have my two palettes here. As you guys, if you've been following me for any length of time in this project pan, you know that I am doing two Too Faced palettes, which was not intentional at all, not my thoughts when I first started this. It's the Too Faced Sweet Peach Glow palette as well as the Love Flush palette. So I'm going to update you guys on these, see my progress on them, where I stand, what I think about the future with these, so on and so forth. But first, if you're new to my channel, welcome to the familia. My name is Alejandra. I'm an eyeshadow enthusiast with a dash of project pan. If that is something that interests you, subscribe, join us. And now without further ado, let's get on with the update. All right, so we're gonna start off with the Love Flush palette, the palette that I just dropped and the one that you guys chose for me to pan. So look at all that dust, holy moly. Okay, so with this one, I think that now we're on the second update with this specific blush. I am panning the Justify My Love blush. You will see on the screen what it looked like last month. I know that I only had used it for about a month. I had wore off the TF emblem in there and I was starting to use the blush the same way as if I did with the other blush. So what I mean by that is side pan. So if you guys can see here, I'm starting to see that I'm using it the same way I use Your Love Is King. I'm getting pan on the edge up on the top heart hump that it has, a little curve. So that's where my brush is going. I am getting quite a bit of use out of this. I am enjoying it. It has been fun. It pairs beautifully with my liquid blush that I'm currently using, which is the Orgasm blush. I think those two would be beautiful on their own, but it's been fun to mix this with my Too Faced other palette that I'll show you in a second. It's not what I'm wearing today, you guys. For the first time this month, I am not wearing this palette. I have not worn this palette twice this year, and today is one of those days. I just needed a break. I really needed a break, but I am doing really good with it, so I don't see myself having a problem with it. I have one more month with this. Next month, I will be rolling it out and rolling it a new one, so I only have one more month left with this blush, and then we'll be rolling it out. My goal is not to hit pan like I mentioned to you guys before. My goal is just to get more use out of it, and that's exactly what I'm doing. So for the time being, it's doing really good. I'm probably not going to hit pan because I didn't hit pan on this one. I hit side pan, but not actual pan. So that'll probably happen the same with this one. Now let's move on to the Too Faced Sweet Peach Glow palette. This palette, I will share with you guys my last update on the screen. I was doing really well with the highlighter, so I used most of the top of the highlighter down, and I was working on the blush, which I felt like I was never going to hit pan. As you guys can now see from the update, I have hit pan on that blush, you guys. Oh my gosh. I hit pan. Oh my Lord, look at that blush. I'm in shock. Like, I don't know what else to say, but I actually hit pan on that sucker. I genuinely didn't think I would hit pan at all whatsoever this year, and I've hit pan. Like, this is pure joy, pure joy. I've been using this. I've been trying to pan this whole entire palette for now 2 years on and off. I had this in 2018 for about a good 6 months, rolled it out, and then gave it, I used the blush last year, gave it a break, and now this year I want to finish it off. So it's been a long journey, and surprisingly, I'm not bored with this. I still like how it looks on my skin. I give myself breaks about 3 to 4 times a month to use other things, which is nice. So I don't hate it. I still think I can continue to use this and be okay. The highlighter, I've worn off everything right here. So now I have these edges on both sides and this area. So now I'm just going to work myself over there. I think that this highlighter will be done by the summertime. This bronzer, I have a feeling I'll start using next month. My goal is to start using this next month, and I'll probably have to give my other bronzer a break. I need to use up this bronzer, and I know I will be able to use it up this summer, so I do want to finish that up. This one, it's going to be harder. Hitting pan is the easy part. Finishing off is the harder part. So now that I've hit pan, I can clearly see that this center part is really worn down. I think my difficult areas will be the edges and that's what I'll end up. I think by the end of this year, what I will end up seeing is a rim. I'll end up seeing all this probably mostly gone and then have like a thick rim around here, which is okay. My goal definitely is to finish both of these highlighter and bronzer done, and this one just use as much as I can. So now that I have hope again, I think I can get most of this blush done. If I continue to do what I'm doing, I think I will be able to finish this up. I'm very, very excited. This just revived my hope that I am able to finish this blush, at least the most of it, and then I will depot it and put it in a Z palette and then give myself a break to do something else next year. I'm having fun with this, but I do have a plan to rotate every year what I'm going to use, so that way I don't get bored and the rest of my collection doesn't just sit there and collect dust. So I hope you guys enjoyed this update. If you are doing this project pan, this specific one where you're panning a face palette, let me know in the comment section. I love to see where you stand, how you're doing, encourage you on your journey just as well you guys have been encouraging me. Thank you again for all of your support. I'll put more videos right over here for your enjoyment. Until then, bye guys.